So here we are on our run through of Castlevania Dracula X today. Hopefully I can show you just how easy this game can be when you know what to look for, but it's still going to be pretty hard even when you know everything's coming. Yeah, the movements in this game are really precise in a lot of areas, and there's just a lot of ways to die, so just be willing to learn as you die, kind of thing. There's going to be game overs, there's going to be some frustrations, you know, as you figure stuff out. But even as you get better at this game, you'll not get hit by the skeleton right here. Oh my gosh. See, he really wants to hit you. And this bat is pretty easy to avoid. Damage on the first level is actually not so, you know, game-ending as it can be on some of the other levels. Backflipping in this game is really kind of difficult because you have to double tap it pretty quickly. You can see the jump comes out pretty quickly when you're hitting the A button, and you have to double tap that before the jump actually comes out. So, well, we were fast there. Usually the Medusa's on the other side, but the enemies in this game just continually spawn in a lot of cases. So, you know, you got to be ready. You know, based on that timer, it's going to spawn somewhere to harass the crap out of you, and yeah, it can be pretty painful. Make sure you get this sparkling boomerang thing here. Haven't hit that ghost in probably a really long time, and but I'm gonna hit it today. Don't bother hitting the boss, even though it's gonna make you think like you can. There's just actually no reason to, as it dies up here in a head. See, I wouldn't lie to you. You don't want to grab the axes here. I don't think they're very good against this boss. And there's a really kind of cheesy way to beat this boss as long as you know where the special attack button is on your keyboard. You want him to be on that left-hand side right after, because if he gets pushed over to that side over there, he can get off screen and he won't get hit by many of the boomerangs, and you'll potentially run out of hearts. Heart management is pretty important. Just keep in mind that takes 15 hearts every time you do it. So, you know, just something to think about. And I think with just about every weapon, it's more efficient to just use your hearts one at a time. But if you're trying to kill a boss before it kills you, it can be beneficial to spam out a couple. Here it's really important to know the technique is run, run, throw. So you run some more, you throw, you run some more, you throw, you run some more, you throw, and you're through. Make sure you don't jump over the edge there and, you know, die. If you get too excited, that really can happen. I've done it a multitude of times. There's going to be a barrel guy here at the stairs. Don't let him catch you by surprise. As you can see, there's the timed bat and the set bat, right? So there's two different timers for most enemies in this game. And that can make some near impossible situations. We want the boomerang here, actually. These eyeball guys actually do a surprising amount of damage, so if you have to choose between get hit by one guy and another, don't get hit by the eyeball guy, get hit by someone else. And this is just another great place to know how to backflip. Be ready to crouch hit this little bugger, as he'll never go away. These guys take 5 hits, and they have a variety of moves and can poke you from above, so just take it extra careful and slow against them. If they're real far away from you, you can get away with a lot. If they're close to you, it's better to just take your time. You want to guard them, or bring them over there, because they can be the most evil little stair guardians in the world. And yeah, they're impossible to deal with when on the stairs. Let's keep the boomerang for now. Certain items are a lot better against different bosses, so you know, just kind of follow what I'm using in the game. And if you die and lose the weapon, it can be a lot more difficult, so just be prepared for that as well. The more you die in this game, the more difficult it gets, right? Not having enough hearts or items to beat the boss. If you're low on health, there's health right there in the stairs. This boss, it's just kind of important to kill him on the other side of the stage, so like this right here. And you really just want to keep smacking him as much as you can and set up to hit him again when he goes back into the big bat form. Yeah, here we might take a little bit of damage, but it's okay because, you know, he's pretty easy once you do enough damage, or know how to do a lot of damage to him, right? You just keep pounding him, and you know, try to avoid. But if you get hit, it's not a big deal, right? Because there's a health outside, and it's almost enough to just, you know, speed kill him like I did there. This level is where it starts to get a little interesting, so you know, make sure you're focused up and ready to actually play here, because yeah, stuff gets crazy. I was bored in hitting that, but you can actually grab that candle from right here and be fine. You don't have to go down to get it. Useful to know for repeated attempts of this level. You can see the Medusas are getting real fun real quick, right? Aiming your attacks in this game is a lot harder than you think it is too, so. Oh. And jumping. Here we go. Here come the Medusas. Yeah. I always special attack here just to get rid of some of the annoyance at the top of that stairs. They can be really kind of troublesome. Yep. Oh my. Come on. Get out of my way, please. That guy wants to be the stair guardian. I think he's going to be fast enough this time. Ooh, that sure was fast. There's health right here if you need it, but we're full health, so we can keep on moving. I always thought it's so evil that they give you an invincibility potion there that just doesn't last long enough to really be useful at this upcoming part. We're going to wait just for safety before making that attempt here. The bat cycle's a little weird, and want to make sure that he's not hindering me getting on the platform at the correct time. See? He's ready to come. I think the bats in this game just get lonely. They just keep coming right at you. Make sure you abuse the invincibility there on your swing attack. So when he comes down, you just swing again, right? We're going to wait one more. This part, it's a little weird on how they can react. So, you know, just don't get frustrated. And take two if you need to. See, the pattern there is really different a lot of the time. Last time he jumped at me and threw a fireball. And we're going to clear that guy out too. So, you know, just take your time on that one. Granny strats are sometimes the best strats. There is a little bit of a weird jump here, so make sure you're fully ready to hit that jump, right? You see my guy kind of like hit a invisible wall almost. He just got stuck in the mud or something. And it happens just about every run. So here's one of our favorite little time wasters right here. He actually can't really even do damage to you if you're smart about it. They're just always placed in a spot to harass and slow you down. I guess they're trying to punish you for going too fast. You know, you jump across and try to smack them a few times. It usually just doesn't work. And we'll head down to level 4 here. I'm not going to show you the best ending because you know, it's just harder. And I don't think too many people can make that jump maze. I know I can't consistently. The skeletons in this level are very sentimental. And really love just jumping in the mud and dying. Yep. And here's where you want to double backflip because that jump is crazy hard. Grab the axe here. Get rid of that annoying little bugger right there because he'll hit you a couple times if you're not careful. There's really only a few places you'll take damage in this level if you're careful. And one of them's right up here. It's just, you know, RNG bats. There it is. If you fall there, you can continue onwards and be pretty fine, actually. Just remember, you can go real deep in this without suffering any type of penalty. Double bat. Oh my gosh. Not a very fair game, right? Let's wait for a bat to come real quick. I'm gonna hit that bat right there. Oh yeah. First try. That bat will hit you so many times and make you have to walk all the way back. It's kinda absurd. This guy does the same pattern every time. He does a throw. He does a little swing. And he does a jump. There's health coming up ahead, so I'm not super worried about taking damage. Run under the sneaky snake here. He'll waste a lot of your time too. But just don't give it to him. Here's where you need to remember, you can go real low. No penalty for it. The timing was so weird there. He's almost always real easy to hit. I guess I timed my jump a little differently than I usually do. It's just real important to understand the cycles in this game. It's silly how hard it can be if you get some weird off-cycle type of stuff. Here's the way to cheat at the game. Grab this right here. Oop. I was so eager to come over here and hit the Undertaker that I picked up the dagger again. This boss has 2 phases, so don't rush anything and don't take a bunch of damage on the first phase thinking you're gonna be done, you know? It is important to know that the skeletons don't jump on this boss, so... Oh gosh, I hate that. It's the worst mechanic in this game, actually. It gives you some type of nephotic I don't know what to call it. It's nephrotic effect. And it's bad. Bad news bears. Oh my gosh, she is really being a pain here. And we have a terrible spot for her to spawn in. And I guess that's okay. She's gonna throw one tombstone and a second one. Really surprised I didn't get hit there. And you're done. The Dragon Ball actually spawns over here on this ledge. Once you collect all 7 Dragon Balls, you're free to win, by the way. I guess that's your wish, to kill Dracula. Stage 5 is where it gets really fun. So if you weren't having fun already, you're going to get introduced to these crows over here. And they're going to be a blast. An absolute blast. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you want to clear the crow, even though this guy can get you for a little. Those crows do a bunch of damage and never really stop going after you. You can trick them to fly off the screen sometimes, but other than that, they're pretty hard to deal with. These grasshopper guys get out of hand, so just kind of keep trucking along and, you know, throw boomerangs, deal with them. I'm not even sure what they're meant to be. But they're really ugly. So I guess that's why you're not supposed to feel bad about them just getting obliterated. You can pre-throw that boomerang and hit that guy pretty consistently. This is where the crows are going to try to really piss you off. Just know that you have to start this whole area over if you fall. I really don't want to start over here. So I'm going to damage through that. Kind of low on health here. You probably want to be a little healthier when you go through this to this part. There's going to be a little flaming guy over here too. There he is. Back those guys into the corner if you can. I doubt you'll get RNG like this when you play, and you just kind of got to lead them to where you want them to go, right? Now we're real low on health, which is nice. And I think one of those guys actually just disappeared on his own, right? Because there was 2, and I didn't kill one of them. These guys, the trick is smack, smack, run away. And then you smack, smack, run away. And just show them the business. Sometimes you can get away with that if they're a little hesitant in their programming, but I wouldn't rely on it. You can come down here quickly just by jumping. You don't have to actually go down all the stairs, and then you can jump back onto the stairs and continue forward. You want to lead this guy over here immediately, as he's going to be a jerk. Oh my. We're going to get health just for safety here, actually. That didn't go as well as I'd hoped it would. Got a bad pattern, and I was trying to go a little fast. So come on over here, buddy. Nope, now see, we're getting a completely different pattern. What are you gonna do? You both gonna back away? Fine with me. They kind of fused into one guy there. That's pretty nice, huh? There's going to be a flaming skull over here. He's placed in a spot where he'll immediately knock you off and you have to come all the way around. So be ready for that. Come on. He's really being obstinate here. I thought I had axes. I've been practicing the Dracula fight a little too much, apparently. Alright. We're gonna bring this person over here. Come on. And make sure you double jump here. You'll be sad if you miss that jump, I promise. It's not letting me jump onto the stairs. This is probably the easiest to get rid of Crow in the level, because he just kind of does silly stuff. Yep. There's going to be another Crow over on the side here. Just make sure you get ready and double jump it. Uh-oh. There you go. This guy can't actually hurt you if you just stand up. That'll go over your head every time. The key to this upcoming part is getting the axes as you jump across here. So please note where I get those. You really only have one chance to get it, so... Oh, that's right, yeah. See, it makes you think like you can actually hit him with the boomerang there, given that it gave it to you, and you know, kind of implied that was a good plan of attack. I bet they probably meant for you to be able to do that, but didn't go back and change it. Okay, here's where it can be tricky. Let's hope we don't mess it up. And that was silky smooth. This boss, you just gotta burn him down. He's a pain in the butt. Hit him with axes, he'll die. But axes are like his kryptonite. He just does a whole bunch of different random stuff, depending on where he is on screen, I think. Throwing fireballs now. And then he spirit bombs in the middle and gets naked. Don't look, PG-13. Dragon Ball was a little slow there. That's interesting. Up next is level 6. I don't think 6 is all that hard, except for, you know, just being the hardest part of the game. You can die instantly there if you're not careful, because damage will make you recoil into oblivion. Here's another spot where you're going to be really happy you have axes. Yeah. There we go. Got him. And continue on. Got them both. That's about as smooth as this has ever gone. Burn that guy down. And in the next room, it wants you to go all the way to the left and then come back up. You don't actually have to do that. You can do this. And that's pretty simple, huh? Doing things the intended way in this game only works better than the improv way a couple times in the run. These guys on this part really are the troublemakers. You can grab the boomerang there if you need granny strats. I just personally like to bring this guy over here and then go as fast as I can. Missed him there. I think we'll still make the cycle though. Yep. Jump up there as quick as you can. Be ready for that bat right there. And continue on. That part really is crazy hard. That's the quick way to kill him. And I jumped off. Okay. So that's not too much of a setback. We'll continue on. If I die here, though, yeah. Ooh. Be ready to double jump up here. Like I said, the input for it is pretty hard. We're crumbling mid-run here. But it's okay. It's been a pretty great run so far. Make sure you get those axes there. They're really, really key to beating up this boss. There's health there if you want it. Kind of looking for some hearts here. Deaths really suck. They really, really suck. Yep, don't take the knife there. It's bad. And if you died a few times coming in, there's a little tiny secret right over here. Give you an extra chance at the boss you worked so hard to get to. This boss will be different if you make the jump maze, just so you know. And I personally think that boss is a lot harder. Getting a lot of really lucky hits here on the eyeballs. Yep. And yeah, this boss is pretty easy. He just goes back and forth. You really want to burn him down before he starts doing the lightning stuff. And here we are on the 6th Dragon Ball. I wish that boss was more interesting. There's really not much to say about it. Yay! High score! So here's where you want to turn up the music and just kind of ball out of control. The key to this level is to just really keep on trucking. There's a lot of ways where you can just kind of get overwhelmed and take a lot of damage and then not have enough HP to kill the boss, who is, spoiler alert, Dracula. You don't have to deal with anyone over here, just ignore him. The axe is the weapon of choice for the boss too, so if you can preserve that all the way to here, you'll be looking pretty. I thought I was gonna get hit by that Medusa there. I was just a little tiny bit off, and you can kind of see that can really throw off the whole groove of things here. And you can just walk right off gently there if you just hold the stick. Let's see if I can hit this jump on the first try. It is a tricky little jump, and I didn't practice it much, so. Yeah, you can't actually cheat that, huh? So we're gonna go back through over here. I hope I hit it this time. It's so frustrating, this jump. There we go. Crazy. So here we are onto the boss. Like I said, you don't want to get rid of the axe. It's how you burn down Dracula before he even has any fun. So, can we first try Dracula? We're about to find out. We're off to a terrible start. Yeah, so the first part of this fight, you wanted to kind of just stay in the middle and either duck fireballs or jump over them. If the black balls come, you just have to crouch and take it. It's just one of the drawbacks of this strat, aside from it being kind of easy. You can usually double hit him. You just have to time it right. Your hands will get pretty sweaty by this point, because you know you'll be on a great run, and yeah. There's health over there, and it's pretty likely you're gonna hit it by accident with the axes, like I did there. I don't think there's any way to kind of prevent that, really. And yeah, just be patient on this boss. I know it kind of sucks to sit here waiting, but really, you have to start all over if you get hit and knock off and fall to your death, right? That's a pretty risky thing to do. I wouldn't advise doing it. I just can't help myself. His attack animation is much faster when he does the black ball thing. So, be ready for that. It's much faster. And it's harder to get 2 hits on him. And we're almost to the burn down part. Essentially, you just want to keep throwing, trying to get the double hit on Dracula. I almost missed that jump. And yeah, it's a lot harder to do this while talking. So he's being really mean. I think there's only like a 30% chance of him doing that kind of stuff where I can't hit him. Sometimes it just blows away really quickly. This is a great spot. Man, I hope I don't mess this up. Well, we're off to a bad start. And that's the game right there, folks. Only one really terrible, inexcusable mistake. And, yeah, you get your 7th Dragon Ball and the ending plays, and you're real happy about it because, you beat Dracula X. Thank you for watching. I believe the next game on my list for top 10 is Lion King.